Sounds like a humiliation ritual to me, sis. And I'm not laughing like at you or whatever, because I've actually been in that situation. Like, I did a video about this just a couple of videos back about how I met up with, I was supposed to meet up with a family member, like my cousin's wife. You know what I'm saying? I considered her a family member. And it was with her and her friend. And she, you know what I'm saying, they had me kind of playing this whole cat and mouse type situation. And I knew that her friend, well, I would find out, let me put it this way, like, I had an inkling that she didn't really care for me. You know what I mean? You know? But I would find out, I would confirm that when we finally did meet up. And, you know what I'm saying, it was like, oh, I hate that you didn't get to, you know what I'm saying, catch up with us earlier or whatever. And I was like, no problem, you know what I'm saying, what's meant for me can't miss me. Because it was like, yeah, I hate that you missed it, babe. What's meant for me can't miss me. And she was shocked, her and the best friend, you know what I'm saying, that I even said that. And I could just see it. And it was like her mask slipped in that moment. But I had a relationship with my cousin's wife, not necessarily her friend. And I knew that there was some level of like third wheeling in that situation, because I felt when it came down to influence, I was, you could easily say, my cousin that she was married to, he and I were like, he was my best friend, you know what I'm saying? And so I had some level of influence in their relationship. Like when they would go through things or whatever, they'd be on my line. And so for her best friend, I felt like there was this secret competition, if you will, for that spot in their relationship. Like, she was her best friend, so why weren't they calling her? And if they called her, maybe, you know, the advice wasn't to the level that the advice was that I was giving. And also, being that I'm spiritually gifted, you know what I'm saying? Just saying that could have been more solid. So this person was trying to find holes, poke holes in my character and my integrity to make it seem as if I wasn't the right person for them to be really confiding in. But I'd literally been their confidant, if you will, for like years. So, you know, I could sense it. But that event, that occurrence confirmed it for me. And it's a humiliation ritual, you know. I really got to see in that moment who my cousin's wife really was, because she was in her environment, you feel me? And so she didn't have my cousin, if you will, as a protective barrier to feed off of, if you will. So I just got to see her in her raw and uncut, you know what I'm saying, energy. Not to mention, I kid you not, if you pay attention to those dynamics, even the third wheel, like the best friend is gonna tell you about the friend. Stuff that you, like, if you paying attention, they're gonna drop nuggets, if you will, as to who that person is because they really want to tarnish the way you see that person as well. They're fighting for their place in that person's life as well when it comes to you. Or I won't say, I don't know that specifically for your situation, but at least for mine. It wasn't that I was a threat to her relationship with her best friend. It was the influence that I had on their marriage. You get what I'm saying? It was the influence. And then when you consider also, like I mentioned, I didn't specifically say that it was this person, but I mentioned I had a family member who would literally, because they stayed out of town or they stayed out of state or whatever, they would try on my style and my you know what I'm saying, my character, if you will, my persona, like it was an outfit, you know. And whenever I would come visit, I would see the things that I do, she's seen me do, and she's, you know, caught on to those things, or she's picked those things up. She didn't share it with the people that, you know what I'm saying, that she's around that live there, and they just looking at her like, oh my gosh, she's a fly diva. And I'm like, bitch, that's my whole motherfucking personality, bitch. Why are you cosplaying right now? But because they saw her do it first, it kind of looks sketchy. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, this bitch got my whole motherfucking identity on. Stop it. I'm the fucking blueprint. I'm your blueprint. Stop it. So when it came down to that narrative, you know what I mean? Like, not being funny, her best friend was more soulful, you know what I'm saying? And not as stylish, not as quirky, witty, you know, just all the things, if you will, right? I wouldn't say she wasn't boring. I mean, I wouldn't say she was boring because I don't think she was boring. I still don't think she's boring. I mean, if I'm honest with you, she used to work for Diddy. So she had spunk about her, a lot of spunk. So, you know, there was just still this underlying competition, if you will, on her part, and I could always sense it. So when this situation happened, and like I said, we were all supposed to, or they were going shopping. I want to say it was on Rodeo Drive. I could have been wrong, but it was on Rodeo Drive, I believe. And by the time I got there, they had already moved on to the next location. So I'm like, I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, try to follow them around LA. I'll just meet up with them later. And that's when the whole conversation took place, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, so I see what y'all was really on, you know what I'm saying? And I was really more upset, obviously, at my cousin's wife because I know you. I don't really know her. Like, talking about, I can sense what I can sense, but I don't really know her. So you showed your naked ass, first of all. But two, it's like, granted, that's your best friend. If you just have to count the cost of your decisions, I'll just put it that way. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that shit was worth it, bitch. Because I am definitely a one and doneer, bro. All it takes is one time for you to show me who the fuck you are. All it takes is one time is for you to show your naked motherfucking ass, and I am over you, quite literally. So I just really believe you got to count the cost before you make the decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know you really thought about that. And if you didn't, you're gonna know going forward that you probably need to sit with this before you just try to humiliate somebody. You know what I mean? Or make someone feel inferior just to appease, people please the person that you're with, because in this moment they feel inferior to the person that, you know what I'm saying, y'all are entertaining or whatever. It's like, I want you to really consider that, because the thing about people, especially pure-hearted people, is that we're fucking rare. You don't come across a pure-hearted person every day, bro. So yeah, you gonna feel that hit, period. All it takes is one time to show me your naked motherfucking ass. Show that naked ass. Show it. Just show it. You won't get a second chance. You will not get a second chance. And it's not even that I'm not forgiving, because I forgive you. I do. But that does not mean that I have to reconcile with you. I forgive you, but your second chance is with God. Okay? Let him send you another. That means it's up to God. What did that man say on the video? It's above me. That white lady, when that white lady had called him a nigger and then showed up to the Best Western and wanted a room, she was like, my grandmother just died or something like that, and you know, I'm just so hurt. He said, and I was hurt too when you called me a nigger on the phone. He said, it's above me now. It's above me. It's above me. It's above my pay grade. You gotta go to God. And if he say you're deserving of another rare jewel or another pure heart, it's gonna be God's decision. You feel me? But your second chance is with Jesus. I forgive you, but your second chance, it's above me.